Imagine the CRA hands you 3 magical boxes. Each one promises to grow your loonies faster than a regular bank account. But here's the catch. You only get a limited amount of room inside each one. And choosing the wrong box, in the wrong order, at the wrong age, can quietly cost you over $300,000 in lost potential across your lifetime. 3 boxes. One right answer for your situation. And almost every Canadian I talk to, from a young nurse in the GVA to a software engineer in the GTA, picks the wrong one first. So today, we are going to settle this. TFSA, RRSP, FHSA. Which account actually makes Canadians richer in 2026? Because the difference between the wealthy and everyone else in this country is not how much they earn, it is which box they fill first. Before we open any box, you have to meet the silent partner sitting inside every single bank account you own, the CRA. Every dollar you earn in Canada has a quiet cosigner. You think you took home $70,000 last year? You did not. You earned it. The CRA took its cut. And then every dollar that grows on top of that money, interest, dividends, capital gains, the CRA wants a slice of that too. This is why the secret to building wealth in Canada is not what most people think. It is not your gross return. It is not even your salary. The real game is your after-tax margin. How much of your money actually survives the round trip from your paycheck into an investment and back out to your wallet decades later? The 3 magical boxes? They are the only legal way to tell the CRA, step back, this dollar is mine. And in 2026, they do not all shield you equally. Let's open box number 1, the First Home Savings Account, the FHSA. This account was introduced in 2023, and almost nobody outside of personal finance circles understands just how broken it is, in a good way. Here is the math that makes accountants quietly emotional. With every other registered account in Canada, you get 1 tax break. 1. Either you get a deduction going in, or you get tax-free money coming out. Pick one. The FHSA breaks the rules. You get both. Contribute $8,000 to your FHSA in 2026, and the CRA treats you as if you earned $8,000 less that year. That is a deduction on the way in, exactly like an RRSP. If you are in a 30% marginal bracket, that is roughly $2,400 back as a tax refund. Then your money grows inside the account. Stocks, ETFs, GICs, bonds, none of that growth is taxed. And when you pull the money out to buy your first home, tax-free. Every loonie, including all the growth. Just like a TFSA on the way out. Deduction going in. 0 tax on growth. Tax-free coming out. There is no other account in Canada, not one, that gives you all 3. The limits in 2026 are $8,000 per year, with a lifetime cap of $40,000 total. So you can fully fund it across 5 years of normal contributions. If you skip a year, you can carry forward up to $8,000 of unused room, but only 1 year. So do not sleep on it. If you are a renter, if you are under 40, if you have not owned a home in the last 4 years, this is the highest priority box on the entire shelf. Now let's open box number 2, the Registered Retirement Savings Plan, the RRSP. The RRSP is not really a tax break. It is a tax delay. You put money in today, you get a deduction today, and your future self pays the tax when the money comes back out in retirement. This account is a weapon, but only if you use it at the right time in your life. The federal tax bracket structure for 2026 taxes, income above $117,000 at 26% federally. And once you add provincial tax, your combined marginal rate is sitting somewhere between 43 and 46% in most provinces. If you are earning over $110,000 in the GTA, the GVA, or Calgary, every RRSP dollar you contribute is shielding income that the CRA would otherwise tax at almost half. But here is the trap that ruins everything: the tax refund. When your RRSP contribution generates, say, a $4,000 refund in April, what do most Canadians do? They book a trip to Mexico. They upgrade the kitchen. They finance a new SUV. That refund is not a bonus. It is the only reason RRSP math works. If you spend the refund, instead of reinvesting it back into the RRSP, into a TFSA, or against your mortgage, you have just converted a powerful tax deferral strategy into a very expensive savings account. The compounding falls apart. The math collapses. Use the RRSP when your marginal rate is high. Reinvest every dollar of refund. Otherwise, you are just borrowing wealth from your future self. Box number 3, the tax-free savings account, the TFSA. For the average Canadian, and I mean the median earner, pulling in $50,000 to $75,000 a year, this is the most powerful account in the country. You contribute money you have already paid tax on, so there is no refund, no deduction. But everything that happens inside that account from that moment on, invisible to the CRA, forever. Buy a stock that 10 bags. tax-free. Earn dividends every quarter for 40 years, tax-free. Withdraw the entire balance to buy a boat, fund a wedding, pay for a renovation, or just because it is Tuesday, tax-free. The 2026 contribution limit is $7,000. And here's the part most people miss. If you have been eligible since the TFSA launched in 2009 and you have never contributed, your total available room as of January 2026 is $109,000. That is over $100,000 of permanent tax-shielded room sitting in your CRA account waiting. Now here's the part the spreadsheets never show you. Money inside an RRSP feels different than money inside a TFSA, and that feeling has a cost. There is a phenomenon called liquidity stress. When your savings are locked behind a tax penalty, like an RRSP, your brain treats that money as untouchable, which is good for retirement discipline. But it is brutal when life punches you in the face. A job loss, a medical bill, a roof that suddenly needs replacing. Pulling money out of an RRSP triggers immediate withholding tax, up to 30%, and adds the full withdrawal to your taxable income for the year. You lose the contribution room permanently. Your future self never recovers it. A TFSA? You withdraw whatever you need. No tax, no penalty, and the room is restored on January 1st of the following year. Same money, different psychology, different outcome. So here is the actual order, the one wealthy Canadians follow without thinking about it. Step 1. If you do not yet own a home and you qualify, max out the FHSA first. $8,000 per year. This is the only account in Canada that gives you a tax deduction and tax-free withdrawals on the same dollar. There is no equivalent anywhere. Step 2. Contribute to your RRSP, but only up to your employer's matching limit. If your company matches 3% or 5% of your salary, that is free money on top of the tax deduction. Walking past an employer match is the single most expensive financial mistake a Canadian can make. Step 3. Everything else goes into the TFSA. $7,000 of fresh room every January, plus whatever you have carried forward. This is your flexible, tax-free compounding engine for life. Once the TFSA is maxed, and you are still earning over $110,000, then you go back and fill the rest of your RRSP room. Notice what just happened. You stopped being a saver. A saver puts money in whatever account their bank suggested when they were 23. A saver picks one box and forgets the other two exist. You are now a strategic capital allocator. You are moving each dollar into the box that gives it the highest after-tax survival rate, in the right order, at the right time in your career. That is the actual difference between wealthy Canadians and middle-class Canadians, earning the exact same salary. There is a quiet truth about wealth in this country that nobody puts on a billboard. It is not about how many dollars you make. It is about how many doors those dollars can open without the CRA standing in the doorway, asking for a cut. Two Canadians can earn the exact same $85,000 a year for 30 years. One ends up with $400,000. The other ends up with $750,000. Same income, same lifestyle, same effort. The gap between them is not luck. It is not investment skill. It is the order in which they filled three magical boxes, the FHSA, the RRSP, and the TFSA, in a country where the tax man is always your silent partner. In 2026, those boxes are sitting open, waiting. The question is not which one is best. The question is which one you are going to fill first.